You might be surprised to hear this, but some of the most popular supplements people over 60 take every single day might not just be unnecessary. They could be quietly draining your wallet without offering much in return. If you're over 60 and trying to stay sharp, strong, and steady on your feet, you're not alone. Supplements promise to help with everything from energy to memory to joint pain. But here's the truth most ads won't tell you. Some of these pills do far less than they claim. In fact, a few might not help at all, especially if your body doesn't actually need them. That doesn't mean all supplements are bad, not at all. But knowing which ones are worth it and which ones are just hype, that can save you money, reduce side effects, and help you focus on what truly supports your health. If that sounds helpful, consider subscribing. It doesn't cost a thing, and we share science-backed health tips every week made just for adults over 60. Dar 1. The multivitamin myth. Let's start with an old favorite, the daily multivitamin. Millions of seniors take them just in case, as a nutritional safety net. And while that sounds sensible, here's the problem. Most people who eat a reasonably balanced diet don't actually need all those extra nutrients. Think of your body like a car that runs on just the right amount of fuel. If you keep topping off the tank when it's already full, the extra just spills out, or worse, causes problems under the hood. The truth is, high doses of certain vitamins, especially fat-soluble ones like A, D, E, and K, can build up in your body. That buildup can sometimes backfire, causing issues ranging from nausea to even interfering with medications. And those so-called energy blends, or immune boosters, on the label? They're often tiny doses of herbs or additives with very little scientific backing, and they're added more for marketing than for any real benefit. The bottom line? If your doctor hasn't found a deficiency, and if you're eating a mix of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and proteins, a daily multivitamin might be doing more for your peace of mind than your actual health. Number 2. Glucosamine for joint pain, not always the answer. Next up, glucosamine. It's one of the go-to supplements for joint support, especially for folks dealing with stiff knees or aching hips. But here's the twist. Research on glucosamine is mixed at best. Some people swear by it, others see absolutely no difference. And when scientists have looked closely, the results are underwhelming. One of the largest reviews found that glucosamine, often paired with chondroitin, didn't perform much better than a placebo in reducing pain or improving joint function in people with osteoarthritis. So what's going on? Well, the theory behind glucosamine is that it helps rebuild cartilage, the soft, cushiony material in your joints. But when you take it as a supplement, your body doesn't necessarily send it straight to your knees or hips. Most of it gets broken down during digestion and never makes it to where you want it. Now, if you've taken it and feel better, that's okay. The placebo effect is real, and feeling better matters. But if you've been buying it for months or years and haven't noticed a big difference, it might be time to reconsider. 3. Ginkgo biloba, the memory booster that might not boost much. If you've ever worried about brain fog or forgetfulness, chances are you've heard of ginkgo biloba. It's often marketed as a natural way to sharpen your memory, improve focus, or even protect against dementia. But here's the surprising part. Decades of research have shown that for most older adults, ginkgo just doesn't live up to the hype. In one of the largest and most rigorous studies, called the Ginkgo Evaluation of Memory, or GEM study, researchers followed over 3,000 older adults for more than 6 years. And what did they find? Ginkgo didn't prevent Alzheimer's, it didn't slow memory loss, and it didn't offer significant improvements in thinking or attention. So why is it still so popular? Partly because of the natural label, and partly because memory loss is such a scary topic, people are eager to try anything that might help. And supplement companies know that. But just because something is natural doesn't mean it's effective or harmless. Ginkgo can thin your blood, which may increase the risk of bruising or bleeding, especially if you're already taking aspirin or a blood thinner. If memory is a concern, you're far better off focusing on sleep, movement, and managing blood sugar, all of which have far more proven impact on brain health than any over-the-counter herb. 4. Collagen for skin and joints. A slippery promise. Collagen powder is having a moment. You've probably seen it in smoothies, coffee creamers, even protein bars, all promising to smooth your skin, strengthen your nails, and cushion your joints. But let's break it down. Collagen is a protein your body naturally makes. As we age, production slows. And yes, that's part of why skin gets thinner and joints feel stiffer. So the idea of topping off the tank with extra collagen sounds reasonable. The problem? When you eat collagen, whether from a scoop of powder or a fancy collagen water, your body doesn't just plug it into your knees or your wrinkles. It digests it, just like any other protein, and then redistributes the amino acids wherever they're needed. Some small studies suggest that collagen might help improve skin hydration or joint comfort over several months, but results are subtle and not guaranteed. And many of those studies are funded by companies that sell collagen, which makes the findings harder to trust completely. Plus, if you're already getting enough protein from foods like eggs, chicken, beans, or fish, your body can make the collagen it needs on its own. So if you love it and you've noticed a difference, keep going. But if you're spending $40 a month and still waiting for magic, it might be time to let it go. What your body really needs. As we get older, our bodies change. Digestion slows, muscle mass naturally declines, and your nutrient needs shift in subtle but important ways. That's why the supplement aisle can feel like both a blessing and a trap. It promises quick fixes, but often ignores what's actually going on under the hood. For example, many seniors take calcium supplements to protect their bones. But without enough vitamin D and regular weight-bearing exercise, that calcium doesn't always get absorbed where it's needed. In fact, too much calcium from supplements, especially without guidance, might raise the risk of kidney stones or even contribute to artery buildup. Or take iron. It's crucial for energy and oxygen flow. But unless you're iron deficient, taking extra iron can upset your stomach, cause constipation, or even mask other problems like internal bleeding. In short, just because a supplement is available, or popular, doesn't mean it's the right fit for your body right now. Number 5. St. John's wort, the mood booster. With medication risks. Let's talk about mood. Many older adults experience bouts of low energy, mild depression, or anxiety, and turning to a natural remedy like St. John's wort might seem like a gentle, herbal solution. But here's where it gets tricky. While St. John's wort has shown some promise in mild depression, especially in younger adults, it comes with a big red flag for anyone over 60, drug interactions. This herb affects the same liver enzymes that process many common medications, including blood thinners, cholesterol meds, antidepressants, and even medications for heart rhythm and blood pressure. That means it can make those drugs either too weak or too strong. In fact, one pharmacist once said that St. John's wort is the king of herb-drug interactions. And because many seniors are taking multiple prescriptions, this creates a risky mix, even if the supplement seems totally natural and safe. So while managing your mood is very important, relying on something like St. John's wort without speaking to your doctor first can backfire. Safer, more personalized support, whether that's therapy, better sleep, or medication supervision, often works better in the long run. 6. Probiotics. Not all. They're cracked up to be. Gut health is a hot topic these days, and for good reason. As we age, digestion can get slower, food sensitivities pop up, and even our immune system becomes more reliant on a healthy microbiome. So the idea of taking a daily probiotic, just one little capsule to fix the gut, sounds great. But here's the thing. Not all probiotics are created equal, and for many people, they don't do much at all. Probiotics are living organisms, which means how they're stored, how they survive digestion, and whether they even reach your colon all affect whether they actually work. And unfortunately, many off-the-shelf probiotics don't survive the trip. What's more, the strains used in many commercial supplements aren't always the ones shown to be helpful in research. You might be taking billions of bacteria that, well, don't do much once they get inside you. And here's a twist. Some people over 60 actually feel worse on certain probiotics. More gas, more bloating, even changes in bowel habits they weren't expecting. That doesn't mean probiotics are useless, but it does mean that grabbing the cheapest bottle at the drugstore probably isn't helping and could be a waste of money. If you're serious about gut health, fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut often do more, and come with fiber and nutrients to boot. A recent review from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society summed it up clearly. For older adults, supplement use should be individualized. Blanket recommendations can lead to unnecessary intake, financial waste, and even harm. In other words, your supplement routine should work with your health, not just follow the latest trend or TV ad. That means testing when needed, talking with a doctor or pharmacist you trust, and remembering that feeling strong, clear-headed, and steady doesn't come from a bottle alone. Reflection and takeaway. So what does all this mean for your daily life? It means that buying supplements just in case, or because your neighbor swears by them, isn't always the smartest move. In fact, it can distract you from what actually works: movement, good food, enough rest, and managing stress. And here's the empowering part. By being choosy with your supplements, you're not being stingy. You're being strategic. You're respecting your body's real needs instead of handing over your hard-earned money to the supplement industry's best marketing teams. So, how do you move forward, smarter and more confident? Start by taking a short, honest inventory. What supplements are you taking right now? Do you know why? And just as importantly, do you feel a difference? If the answer is, I'm not sure, that's okay. It's incredibly common. This is a great moment to check in with your doctor, especially if you're on multiple medications. Pharmacists can also be a huge help. They're often the first to notice interactions or unnecessary combinations. Next, think about your real health priorities. Are you focused on energy, joint comfort, brain clarity? Instead of guessing, look for strategies that are evidence-based and tailored to your body's actual needs. Sometimes that means skipping a trendy supplement, and instead investing in high-quality protein, better sleep habits, or even a simple walk after dinner. And remember, just because something works for your friend doesn't mean it's right for you. Personalized care always beats one-size-fits-all. Here's the truth. Aging doesn't mean you have to accept feeling tired, stiff, or foggy. Not at all. You still have so much power to nourish your body, protect your brain, and move through life with confidence. Supplements can play a role, but only when they're used wisely, not wastefully. And the more you focus on what really works for you, with curiosity, with care, and with support, the more likely you are to feel strong, clear, and ready for what's next, because you deserve nothing less. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing. We share practical, science-backed health tips every single week, made just for adults over 60, to help you feel your best at every age. Thanks for spending a little time with us today. Take good care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next one.